Being here today shows we care about our communities, about understanding and educating others on what's happening in our country. Take Bill C-9 for example. It has changed how parts of the criminal justice system works. They marketed it as a way to reduce delays and make the courts run smoothly, but at what cost? There have been a lot of cases of people being accused of violent or serious crimes being released and then reoffending while on bail. Being released too quickly doesn't create a speedy judicial system when a lot of offenders will be processed multiple times, all while leaving our communities feeling vulnerable. Sorry. Bill C-75 expanded the use of summary offenses, which often carries lighter penalties. Serious crimes can now be prosecuted more lightly depending on the circumstances. This bill reduces deterrence, especially for repeat offenders. To sum it up, this has created a revolving door of crime, a catch and release system that does not keep us safe. Spending more resources for police rearrest. Serious crimes need serious consequences, and the system needs to prioritize accountability over speed. And to quote our Prime Minister, we have to keep sacrificing, but at what cost should we keep sacrificing? Bill C-5, another bill that has already been passed at the provincial level. This changed how major development projects can move forward. They sold this to us as a way to speed up infrastructure and create new jobs. Our economy and the average Canadian are struggling right now, so I get why this sounds good, but don't let them fool you. This gives our government more power to bypass environmental rules, local decision-making, and consultation with our Indigenous communities. We are taxed to no end in pursuit of saving the environment, only for the government to pass this bill where they don't have to consider the environment at all. Make this make sense. We value our Indigenous, starting most events with land acknowledgements to recognize who were here before us, the people who have such a profound connection to this land. With this bill, the government is showing they don't really care about them, about their input. Make that make sense. Even the regular day Canadian will be looked over with these projects. No Canadian input whatsoever, and that's not right, because this is about our land, our water, and our future. Lastly, I want to talk about Bill C-9, the main reason for concern across this country. Its focus is on hate crimes. I know we can all agree that no one should feel unsafe because of who they are or what they believe in. This bill removes a protection that allows people to express their religious beliefs in good faith without risking criminal charges. This means the ordinary religious teachings or discussions could potentially be treated as a crime if someone doesn't agree with it. We should not be afraid of prosecution when speaking openly about our beliefs. It uses words like intimidation and fear, which are very vague. So even in this event right now, being a peaceful protest that it is, could be misinterpreted as illegal if someone wants to say this makes them feel intimidated. I worry about criminalizing non-violent demonstrations. If this passes, this gathering here could be the last before heavy prosecution. These broad terms are not specific. We want to know what behavior could get us in trouble. Normally, prosecuting hate speech required approval from a provincial attorney general. This bill lets police and prosecutors start charges without oversight. The concerns we are bringing up today show why it's important for Canadians to understand the potential impact on religious expression, peaceful protest, and everyday freedoms. These bills show how laws can touch many parts of our daily lives. We need to raise questions about safety, fairness, freedoms, and how decisions affect communities. I hope today we don't only join in solidarity, but with action. Please sign and share our petition so our voices will be heard beyond today. Thank you.
Here. A lot of people have made good comments on some of these bills. I don't want to go over territory you've already covered. I've been involved in fighting so-called hate speech legislation going back to 1968. It was first thought of in 1965 with the Royal Commission on Hate Propaganda. Trudeau, who was a member of that commission, brought it in his legislation in 1970. It was passed in 71. So way back in my misguided youth, I was fighting the so-called hate bill. It used to be, I think, 3 something or other. It's now 318 and 319. It is a very evil act, and we have a person here this afternoon. He's been a frequent candidate in elections. My friend Les Borey from Brantford. He spent 23 months in jail. He hadn't been convicted. He could not get remand. You may have heard of a case just recently of 3 people, 3 radical Muslims who were driving around trying to kidnap Jewish women, and they're such F-ups they couldn't even pull that off with guns. But nonetheless, they were 3 of them were charged. One of them is out on bail. He's got a list of charges the length of your arm, a possession of illegal weapons, attempted kidnap, and so on and so on. In this country, and it's very worrisome, if you do bad things, they'll let you out on bail. If you have bad thoughts, they throw away the key. And that's why C-9 is so dangerous. There are a lot of parts of it, and I'll just hit a couple. One of them, they're changing the definition of hate, and it's very loosey-goosey. You know, they talk a lot about hate speech, but what is hate speech? Could somebody explain it to me? Well, no, hate speech, when somebody says that's hate speech, what they're saying is, I hate that. So hate speech doesn't tell you anything about the speech. It basically tells you that somebody doesn't like it. And we can't have a society where we get censored because somebody somewhere takes offense at something. C-9, for instance, will ban certain symbols. Symbols associated with terrorist groups, and that changes from time to time. The flag of National Socialist Germany, I don't know why that's in. That regime died 81 years ago. Any group with strong opinions does not like the flag of the other side. I understand that the Zionist people, they don't like the Palestinian signs, and I'm sure many Palestinians who've seen what's going on in Gaza, they don't like the Israeli flag. We shouldn't be banning people's flags or symbols. That's their means of self-expression. There's another thing in the law, this bill, that is really dangerous. It says that if you commit a crime, and it's motivated by hate against privileged groups. Now, you know, not everybody in Canada is privileged. If you're white, you're not privileged. If you're Christian, you're not privileged. That's what the Supreme Court said. So, but supposing you commit a crime and it's against, what can I say that somebody won't take offense at? A person from Nepal. So I'm in a bad mood, and I go out and I punch this guy in the face, he's from Nepal, and I say, I hate people from Nepal, and I punch him in the face. Okay, that would probably, all things considered, be 30 days, 60 days in jail or a fine. I can then have an additional sentence added on to that, depending on the maximum sentence. It's all rather complicated. So instead of getting 6 months, I might get a year. Now, if I punched another guy in the face and I didn't say anything, I'm in a bad mood, I just punch him in the face just for the heck of it. Okay, I would get, let's say 6 months. Why should it be any different if I punch him in the face because he's from Nepal? It shouldn't be. It's still a broken nose and physical hurt and so on. Okay. Apparently, and I think it's if the maximum sentence for the crime is 14 years. You don't have to get the 14 years, only if the maximum could be 14 years, you could get life in jail if that action was motivated by hate. Why not just punish the crime? Okay, whatever it is, punish the crime, and never mind what your motivation was. Whether you were just in a bad mood or you don't like the person for some reason. This is extremely dangerous. I don't understand those the Bloc Québécois. They say they're Quebec nationalists. The Catholic Church was an essential part of Quebec, and yet they are so anti-religious. They want to get rid of the religious exemption, and the first speaker mentioned that, and that's very dangerous because one way you can defend yourself against this charge under the hate law is that this is your sincere religious belief. And so, you sometimes have to back that up by quoting the scripture that lies at the basis of it. And the final thing, and it has been mentioned, but it's also very important, is doing away with the requirement for the Attorney General's consent. That was really very important in reducing the number of people charged. When this was brought in 1971, the politicians knew it could be misused. So the idea is if police want to charge somebody, they have to run the charges by the Attorney General. Now quite often the Attorney General approves, but at least it's a second set of eyes on that. Removing that, you're going to see every hot shot young cop wanting to charge people. And I saw that recently up in Brampton. An acquaintance of mine is a very, well, how should I say, kind of a radical Hindu nationalist. His name is Ron Banerjee. He's quite well known. Anyway, he was up there and with protests against the Sikhs and so on. And the mayor of Brampton was so annoyed. He said, "I want that guy charged with hate." Well, he was. And about 6 months later, as I predicted, the charges were quietly withdrawn. So it just shows you that an angry politician can get you charged. That's just not good for freedom. Anyway, thank you all for coming out, and it's great for people to stand up for freedom, because if we don't, nobody else will.
Well said, Paul. Here, buddy. That's it. From people that want to run the world. And during the COVID vaccine pandemic, they call it the vaccine murders, they killed a lot of Canadians, and the death toll isn't topped up yet because people are still dying all the time. And our entire government, including law enforcement, caused the deaths of many people, right? Now what they want to do is they want to curtail our speech so we can't criticize these globalists any longer. That's the main reason for it. And the reason for Bill C-9 is to make it so that we can't use certain texts to defend our speech. Because there's certain genocidal people out there who live by these texts, all right? So I'm looking here to help people, and I'm really trying hard, you know, just to organize the public into an effective political force through this LabourFirst.ca party, or pardon me, the Labour First Party. My head's kind of frozen here, pardon me for speaking poorly. But basically we want to improve a lot of people's lives economically, as well as give them more freedom to speak. And there's a lot of room to move once we take the banking system back under our belts. And we can get rid of the national debt that way, because we're not going to pay genocidal maniacs who operate out of a nation that's genociding Palestinians right now. So we can eliminate our national debt that way. All right, so I'm working with Mr. Paul Fromm, who's a fine person, and he's been in this fight for Canada's freedom since 1965. As soon as he heard there was a problem, he got on it. And Mr. Fromm and myself appear on my show sometimes on Friday mornings, as Paul comes on as a guest sometimes. And it's on ftjmedia.com. And it's a great network, and if you want to learn a lot about the world, you can come here and check it out. Now, they speak fairly coarsely, so if you're real delicate, don't come to this channel. It's not good for you. And that's no joke. I mean, but the people on it are very, very good, loving people. And you'll notice that the Nazis that are on this channel, they don't like pedophilia. They don't want to kill you with vaccines. They're against bankers who want to put you into an unpayable debt because they print money out of thin air, but then they want back that money that they printed plus money that does not even exist because that's the interest that's been charged on money. And that's why Canada can never get out of its national debt. So once we get rid of that national debt, take banking under our wing, and then we can take control of the debt for all people in Canada and give them real debt relief. And then we can lower the price of gas to 50 cents a litre, make rent $500 a month. Because we want Canadians to live well. And again, I apologize for not speaking well. My mouth is half frozen. She's pretty cold today. All right? So ladies and gentlemen, my name's Leslie Borg, and I want to be the Prime Minister of Canada. And we're going to deport a lot of people because they brought people here not for the good of Canada. It's to replace us because of our skin color. We're just innocent white people. That's all we were. That's all we are. We're good-natured people, and they're playing on our shame. So right now, people are starting to grow a bit of a thicker skin, and they're not succumbing to all these words like racism and anti-Semitism and things like that. All right, so Canada first, everyone. When you put labor first, you put Canadian labor first, you put Canada first. And to bring back our manufacturing base, we can put up price controls on imported goods that compete with our goods. And we don't have to put tariffs on everything to raise the cost of living for everyone. We want to lower the cost of living, raise the standard of living, and raise the standard of our freedom so that we can speak our minds whenever we want to. We're decent people. We're not bad guys. And hell with them, let them call us Nazis. We don't care. Because it was them that tried to stop the international bankers and the communists in the past that killed 66 million Russian Christians. All right, and the same people are killing hundreds of thousands of Palestinian children right now. They're sniping the genitalia off of little children in Palestine, these people. All right, so should I be ashamed for opposing these people? I don't think so, because I'm a Canadian man, and I'm standing up for every single Canadian man, woman, and child by myself. But now I've got company, and a lot of people are starting to join this party. And by the next election, we'll have enough people to get a majority government. We'll have people running in every riding. And we can change our nation. We can turn it around on a dime in the springtime. So let's hope for a spring election. And let's defeat the existing parties that are putting us in jail. The Conservatives and the Liberals conspired to bring in the Holocaust denial law. Now we have ourselves a legal version of history and an illegal version of history. And this is completely wrong. And it's the only issue that's ever been criminalized regarding history in the history of Canada. So I say we reverse this and make it so that we can speak our minds and discuss history as much as we want in any forum we'd like to. All right, we're loving people. We love our people. And that's why we're here freezing today, because we love Canada. And we don't want to stop, because the cause is so great that when I was in jail, despite how desperate I was to get out, all I thought about were my people. And that's all that matters to me. So you can do whatever you want to do to me, but I will not stop defending the Canadian people and trying to improve their standard of living and protect their safety. Because right now we're all in danger from the same people that did harm to people back during the Bolshevik Revolution. All right, and that's pretty much all I got to say today, guys. Thanks very much, everybody. Everybody have a great day. Let's give her, boys. We're on Team Canada. Let's go, guys! Let's go, Canada!